Hi, Thea.
Hi, Ann.
All right, so it's been a very long time. We've both been in transition. I haven't had decent enough internet to do this in the new location I'm in a very rural area. So here we are after a lot of time and a lot of stuff happening in the world that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
And to cut to the chase, I think most people who know me or have listened to anything that I've said or written know that I believe tyranny is descending upon us or attempting to. I mean, it's descending and but it's not here yet in a real way. We are still at a crossroads and we can shift this.
Mm-hmm.
And I can also just speak briefly to the fact that I am in opposition to all restrictions that have been imposed on us. I have my approach to health is holistic. I have a fairly deep understanding of transmission of infectious disease. I also am aware of the importance of what we put in our bodies and how we support our immune systems in terms of how we handle and navigate anything that comes our way health-wise. So, having said that, I think that what you and I have been processing together, as we always do, and again, this is a dialogue. This is just a pretty rambling dialogue. We have these conversations all the time, sisters and friends that we are. And for whatever it's worth, if it's of any benefit to anyone to, kind of participate in the dialogue or hear a little of this, it may trigger something in our examinations and in our quest to continue on a right path as it relates to the large and the center, I guess, our lives, our small lives, our individual lives, I should say.
And the purpose and goal of humanity at large.
Yeah.
What are we here to be and do and work with the cosmic forces that, imbue life in the universe.
Right. What role do we play in all of this, in this very critical time, in this incredibly intense time? And I'll share that I spoke with an elderly friend of mine, 75 plus years old, and I had asked her if she was reminded of any other time in her life, in history. Now, does this time seem like any other time she's lived in? And she said, no. I had hoped she would tell me that, yes, it seemed bad this time, it seemed bad this time, and we got through it. No, she said she's never felt so afraid for her freedom as she does now. And so, yes, it's a critical time. And so one of the things that I think that is frightening or alarming, let's say, for her and for me, is not that the government is trying, or not that people in power are trying to take more power and trying to exert more control. That is just the way it always is throughout history.
When people that are in power are, seeking more power for power's sake.
Yes.
Right.
That's why we have the Constitution. That's pretty remarkable. And
why power in check.
Yeah.
And allow the human being to pursue its own development and purpose.
Yes. Yeah. And to move humanity forward in so being free to do so, right? In being free to contribute our individual efforts to the world to move the whole of humanity forward. They've done quite a number on it. As I've talked about, written about, I've been involved in activism for years that alerted me more than it may have other people, that medical fascism was the way they were going to try to do this. And they sure have. So what do we do? And for those who resonate with where we're at and what we're seeing, how do we play a part in this to move things in the right direction? I would say that let's also acknowledge that there's quite a spectrum of our capacity for each one of us. One of the wonderful numbers, or I shouldn't say wonderful, one of the brilliant numbers they've done on us is really make our livelihoods contingent on compliance with these tyrannical measures.
And these measures also being inherently dehumanizing of the other. So many ways that we gather our strength and inspiration and purpose to live our lives fully is through the relationships and connections we have with others that brings meaning and purpose to our lives. And so when you remove the opportunities for real and frequent relationship and relating to others, the isolation that occurs and the purposelessness that can descend on people, which then eliminates health, mental health, emotional health, social health, well-being, and makes for a weaker people, and less full of fight.
And you know, I mean, it's so obvious why these curfews now are being put into effect. And of course, it's so obvious why the lockdowns were put into effect, to stop people from coming together, sharing their ideas about what's going on, sharing their feelings about what's going on, coming together in solidarity and affirmation and reinforcement and connection.
Mm-hmm.
This is all by design, but especially this new nonsense of these curfews, of stopping people from being together after 10 o'clock out and about.
Yeah.
When we let down, when the rhythm of the day, moves into those late hours of relaxation and
contemplation.
Yeah. And quiet connection.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the dangerous times for the tyrannical
mm-hmm.
forces, because that is when we are most open to each other. That is when we can share and we can strategize and we can plan and
be inspired and spark each other.
Yeah.
To let that light travel and grow. It's through connection that we grow. Yeah. And if we are limiting that, it makes that connection that much more difficult and that much more necessary and vital for those of us that are seeing this to pursue it and to shine it out to one another, to be beacons, to be lighthouses in a way, to share and stand up where we see fit so that others are heartened and strengthened by that.
Yes. So to continue connecting with each other in whatever capacity and way we have, and to, there are many different forms of communication. I mean, certainly one is facial expression.
Our face, yeah.
Which is also why they are pushing these masks on us.
What's also interesting about that, I mean, because I'm somewhere where I do have to comply to be able to live.
And to do your work, your very important work. Yes.
Yeah, to connect, to be a teacher and to connect with young people. Though it's, I abhorred the idea of even purchasing a mask, and I don't want to make an official mask, but I found these clear ones because as a teacher, I wanted my students to be able to see me. And those are no longer acceptable. Not because I think it's really because there is a gesture to not see the face.
Yep.
People that are wearing these, you don't get to see all this, but face shields, right? To keep the droplets from being exposed. But it's not sufficient any longer. You can't go into certain grocery stores, not all, certain grocery stores. You can't go in if you have a clear mask.
Yeah.
Because it's about the humanity of the face. It's not, that I can't, anyway, I digress. So. I know.
And, oh yeah, we could go down a rabbit hole right now, but to keep it short, I was also speaking with this woman who, the same woman I was talking about, who will, in certain situations, wear a mask to make people feel comfortable, and other times not wear a mask. And I explained to her that for me, what's important to do is demonstrate where I stand. I think politeness is overrated at this moment in time, provided we are not harming anyone else. And I feel certain I am not by not wearing a mask. I want to let others know, others who suspect that this is nonsense or wrong or certainly should not be mandated. That's of course my main issue is any mandate like that. If somebody wants to walk around breathing through a mask, more power to them, whatever.
That is,
but I want to demonstrate that I do not abide by these mandates. And I also don't even abide by wearing them. And I want to let others know who suspect the same, that there are more of us out here than they may realize.
Yeah.
So I think that it is important right now that we, in whatever way we can, demonstrate what we believe, what our convictions are, and where we stand in every single way that we can. Because if we do not do that now, if we take steps to, let's just do this because it makes things a little easier, or I don't want to make people uncomfortable, or, in my case, because I want my daughter to have this opportunity, and maybe it's not so much to ask me to do this or that. I feel it's a black and white issue right now, and that it's such a slippery slope, for anyone with any critical observation powers. We can see the slippery slope already this year.
Yeah.
Let's look at where we were in March.
Slippery. It's been very, very slippery and very quick.
It's now like a steep ice hill, right? So it's now or never, folks.
Yeah.
Take tiny steps, take larger steps, take whatever step you can to exercise your freedom to be who you are and to do what you know is right. That's it. That's all. That's what we can do right now.
Yeah.
Because we still can. To
shine that courage for truth, because we each can shine that light to the world at large and to one another to grow it. That's how we have to do it. We have to grow it.
Yes, yes. And I can promise that every step we take with courage helps us be more and more courageous for the larger and larger challenges we face that require more and more courage. If right now we don't take courageous steps where we think that it doesn't matter that much, then if and when a time comes that we need some heavy duty courage, it won't have been stored there, right? We won't have
been exercised and won't be accessible.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So courage. And, courage. When I say that, I want to say love, because with love, love gives courage to us when we don't think we have it. So if we can I'll preach love and courage today.
Yeah. I agree with that. I believe that what I am doing is certainly for the greater good.
Yeah.
I certainly believe that the steps I am taking to exercise my freedoms is for the benefit of all.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Love for humanity.
Yes.
And the humanity's potential, my own potential, my children's potential, of what we're here on earth to do and be.
Our grandchildren's potential and our great grandchildren's potential, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And to, I would say, along with the love and courage, faith.
Yep.
Faith in whatever way you've developed it, whatever way it resonates to you, whatever way you find it. Faith that there is something deep inside
and all
and connecting to all that cannot be taken away. Recognize that.
Yeah.
It is our humanity. If we insist on holding on to that, it cannot be taken away. No matter what one is put through, you always have that because I believe that humanity is also contains that divine spark.
Yep.
In that connection. So we always have that, provided we claim it. And
yep.
and even if it is for our great grandchildren.
Yeah.
Right? Even if we live through greater darkness and challenge, let's hold on to that.
Yeah.
Let's exercise that humanity. So, okay.
Oh, okay. That's good.
All right.
Have a good one.
Okay. You too. I love you. Bye.
Bye.